in Paris. I can't say the other word.
Doot, doot.
Yeah.
Doot,
Doo
doot.
doo 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 doo.
This is Hard Parking, brought to you by Right Honda and Right Toyota out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Recording from my home studio here in Gilbert, Arizona, rocking the classic Hard Parking shirt version 2. You know, this is the shirt that our dear friend, rest in peace, Chris Cutt, was wearing in one of the more popular photos of him online with him and his dog Cassius. Rest in peace to both of them. It's been over a year now. Little bit of car news. Stellantis continues to blame the tariffs on their poor sales, except they have cars sitting on lots because no one wants to buy them. This was before the tariffs even hit. A lot of tariff swirls still. Things are looking on the up and up, but there's still time for things to go the other way. Coming up on today's show, the Rock and Roll Car Show, also known as the Pavs. For a while, the country's longest-running car show has come to an end now. The finality of it, is it really over? We're going to find out after this word from Arcus Foundry.
Business tech feeling whack? Too many tools, too much chaos, not enough time? Arcus Foundry is here to fix that. With SparkForge, you get a unified platform that connects everything you need. Your website, social media, phone systems, and more. There is no need for an expensive IT department or dealing with a bunch of separate systems. It truly is the all-in-one solution that saves you time and helps your business run smoother. Head over to arcusfoundry.com and use the code HARDPARKED to get your first month free. Upgrade your tech and get back to business. Andrew Frieling, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Hard Parking Studios.
Thank you very much.
This is the non-automotive automotive podcast, and I haven't said that in a long time. But being on Jorge's Tormenting Tarmac, he has this really cool catchphrase, and so here you are.
I like the non-automotive podcast. That's awesome.
That's inspired. So you're a sports guy, so you would totally get the reference. So Dan Le Batard was Stugatz. It's one of my favorite shows ever. I don't listen to them nearly as much as I used to, but they were always the non-sports show.
Yes.
So that's a direct port from Dan Le Batard.
Yeah.
So awesome. We got a lot to cover here.
Yes, we do.
A major thing has happened here in the state of Arizona. And I've actually talked about this car event on this podcast at least a dozen times at some point in the last 6 years. But we call it the Pavs because it's at the Scottsdale Pavilions. It could be the Rock and Roll Car Show. It's had a couple of variations of that over the years. But as of like maybe a week or...
I heard about it on Saturday.
So very recently. So today is July 31st. And according to everything on social media, that show is now kaput. Like, it's done. It was done in 2020. We thought it was never coming back. It came back. It's done. You've been involved with the show for how long, and what can you tell us?
So I've been involved with the show for 8 years non-consecutively. So that being said, after high school, one of the editors for the auto section of the Arizona Republic, his son went to St. Mary's with me, a local high school downtown Phoenix. And he knew that I would show my 03 Ram, which I still have, there all the time because it was the new body style. The Hemi had just come back and all that stuff, showing off stock vehicles. We all love doing that, right? But he knew I was going to the car show and stuff like that. And they were trying to do like a younger section to try to get more young people to read the newspaper. So they did an article on me and the Pavilions Rock and Roll Car Show at the time. And so they interviewed me about that. And the original creator of the show, Mark Kramer, saw that and offered me in late 2003, offered me to work for the show. So I was the youngest worker there.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. I was just 18, 19 years old. And I ended up working for it for about 4 years until I was rolling through with my truck club. We went there about 17 trucks deep, all custom. It was Mopar night because that last row in the main show area where the McDonald's is, last row that right next to the access road, that was always revolving. One night it would be Pontiac. One night it would be Datsun. One night it would be Thunderbirds. Next
Sure.
night it would be
Yeah.
Mopar night. So it'd be always classic Mopars, or if you're in a Mopar club, you can go there. As far as that goes, we rolled in there, 17 trucks deep. We rolled in really late. And this is back when McDonald's actually ran the show, Mark, Chico, and all them. At that point, Chico comes running up to me. He goes, Andrew, you can't park here. I'm like, it's a Mopar night. These are all Mopar. These are all Dodges. It was empty, and plus it's the end of the show.
Right.
Let's work something out.
Like later in the evening when, right?
Yeah. And let's just work something out. He's like, you move these trucks right now or you're banned for life. I didn't move the trucks.
Wow.
And then one of the other people, and this is Dodge Trucks Extreme back in the day. And back in the day, it was a lowered truck club. We were all lowered, except for a couple ones that were lifted. And when we say lifted, we're talking about not just like a 3-inch lift. We're talking about 8-inch, 12-inch lift.
Mini monsters.
Yeah, mini monsters.
Yeah.
Before the
SEMA.
rubber band SEMA builds with the Bluetooth drive shafts.
Yep.
So we had SEMA builds that were with us. I forgot the guy's name. It was an orange one, but if you remember those Dub City trucks,
Sort of, yeah.
like the Dub model trucks back in the day.
Yeah. Those are
That
cool.
truck was actually in our club.
Like the one from the model?
Yeah, the
That's
one from the
awesome.
model, and it ended up in a few music videos and a couple commercials too. So it was on spree wheels at the time. If you remember what
Yep.
spree wheels were,
Yep.
the original spinners.
Yep.
It was wild. Rick Dorr was the guy who did it. It was two-tone orange and gray, and then bagged on spinners, 24-inch spinners or something like that. 22, I think, at the time, because
Yeah, 22s.
yeah, 22s. Because I remember when
It's
I got
funny when you think about it, though, right?
yeah, because my truck came with the stock 20s. But anyways, back to the story. One of the brothers of one of the guys that was in the club came out yelling, excuse my French here, that's fucked up. You can't do this. And
They can't do that to you.
yeah,
Right.
And Chico had him arrested for public. I forgot what it's called, but it's he had
Like
him
a
arrested.
Public not
Disturbance, something
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah.
And so, he had to battle through that. I got kicked out of the show. I would show up every now and then just for, shits and giggles. And the other staff members would be like, oh, you shouldn't be here. Oh, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
But yeah, within those 4 years, I learned a lot about the show. And this is back when we could park in the aisle. First Upholstery had their booth going with the big black Eldorado, which they still, up until last year, they would bring the big black Eldorado.
What's the time frame around, like 2008, 9?
Yeah, about 2007.
7, okay.
6, 7. I got kicked out, but this is when Mark was still running it. Mark owned several McDonald's around the valley. Mark Kramer is a great man. Like, the history of the show of him starting it was there was a group of hot rodders that got kicked out of the spot that they were in, right? And this is 1989 we're talking. So Pavilions had just been built pretty much. And the only things were in there, I think, were Target, McDonald's. There was a Hobby Town where Second Swing is. Home Depot was there, and Best Buy and Circuit City on the other side. So that was kind of cool, seeing early Best Buy and Circuit City going at it.
Yeah, one's been gone for a while, and one's just struggling still.
Yeah,
It's
where
crazy.
the Mountainside Fitness is in there, that was Circuit City. They asked him, hey, can we use your lot? And he had to think about it a little bit, and he said yeah. Because he was a car guy himself. And there's videos on YouTube about him on Car Crazy, if you guys remember McGuire's Car Crazy TV show. Anyways, he started that, and week by week, it slowly got bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, he had everything organized with staff. Staff he would pay with free food. Actually, it was pretty funny because I would go around talking to some of the regulars. Hey, what do you want? I'll go get it for you. I would sneak them food.
I would stand around cars for a few hours. That means I got free McDonald's.
Oh, it was great.
And
It
there's
was
people
great.
probably like, McDonald's. Well, you know what?
Like they say about vegans, more meat for me, more McDonald's for me. You don't have to like McDonald's. I'll take free McDonald's all day.
Yeah, and back in the day, I don't know if you know about this, but that McDonald's was known as the rock and roll McDonald's.
Makes sense looking back, but no, I didn't know.
So we would set speakers up on the roof. This is back when they had those slope roofs and stuff like that. We'd set speakers on the roof. The DJ would just be having like a 6-disc, that didn't sound right, 6-disc CD changer.
Well, it's a car event, so it's, a dude magnet event too. So
yeah, it would have 2 6-disc CD changers stacked on top of each other with an amplifier with cords running up to the ceiling. And he'd only be playing 60s music. Rest in peace to him. I forgot his name, unfortunately, but I do know he did pass away from an ailment of some sort. I don't remember what it was. He was awesome. We'd have like different code words that he would say over the speakers, like if there was a pretty girl walking by. Mind you, I'm the youngest one there. Everybody else is in their like 60s and 70s, and they'd be like code 1. He'd be like code 1, row 1 means a hot young girl walking through.
That's funny.
Like,
we always, as guys, we have those codes, and girls, women have to have those too. Because when I used to work security, it's the same deal. You just walk around, and we wouldn't even just 1, 7. I'd walk up with one of my boys, we're like, how many? He goes 12. Oh, I got 13. Well, who did I miss? So I think boys will be boys, right?
Oh yeah. But yeah, it ran all that way through the 90s. I think my first experience there was when I was 4, was when it was just starting. My parents went out on a date, and I think it was actually, it was just like an anniversary date they went on. And the babysitter was like, I need to get out of this house because me and my sister were annoying the crap out of her. I guarantee it. Me and my sister, I love her to death, but back then sibling rivalry was a real thing.
Yeah, it still is.
But I don't hold anything against her. It was just us kids being kids and me ripping off her Barbie's heads, Yeah. But
boys will be boys.
The babysitter wanted to get out of the house, so she took us to this car show because she had heard about it starting, and I think she wanted to meet her boyfriend there or something like that.
Sure.
And we were walking around. This is when those creepy dolls leaning up against the cars started happening. And that did freak me out, but that car show itself was one of the reasons why I got into cars. It's one of the reasons why I fell in love with automotive. One of the reasons why I became a tech, started doing custom cars myself. Why I love tuning suspension. And
good to know.
Yeah, it's really good to know, especially when you have a 4,800-pound vehicle on coilovers that probably are not for that car. So you got to just tune it just right.
Just bring it over here.
I did. We're not going to talk about it, though.
I love your car.
It's a mess right now. I took it up to Flagstaff and parked it under a pine tree. So I got to try to get all that sap off.
Do people think you're a cop when you're driving all the time?
Yes. The double takes, actually on the way over here, the double takes from the bikers in the HOV lane was hilarious. Almost every bike that was flying by was like, wait, what?
Tell everyone what it is you drive.
So I have a 2020 Ford Explorer ST. It is lowered on custom coilovers. They were originally graveyard coilovers. Their GL package, which is the lowest they were going to go on it. I was kind of the guinea pig on that, without being actually the guinea pig. But I was the first one to buy them, and I would give them feedback and whatnot.
Sure, yep.
But me and a couple other guys that bought similar ones, the ones that were a couple levels above.
It was like a group buy or something?
No, not really group buy, but we have this. We all know this guy named Travis Ellisor. He's in Houston. He owns Houston Speed Freaks now. He was part of Graveyard at the time, but we would send him feedback saying, "Hey, we need to open up this eyelet, kind of widen it a little bit, restructure a little bit, and that way we can get the correct camber in the front." There's no room for camber. There's no adjusting camber in the rear.
I mean, I love that vehicle, man. I've always told people that I'm a big fan of the Ford Explorers, at least for the past, 6, 7, 8 years. But I would just look like a police officer. Everyone already thinks I'm a police officer.
I'm going to say this. the Explorer, honestly, I've had a lot of cars. I still have my Ram. I have a 71 510 wagon.
Nice.
I've had Focuses. I've had my first car was an 83 Chevy Celebrity. Yeah. Imagine all the girls I got in that thing in high school.
Sure. Yeah.
Nope, didn't happen at all. I also had the first 350Z in the state.
No kidding.
We got it in August of 2002. And it was Le Mans Sunset, black interior. Didn't have the rays, which I was kind of mad at the time, but we still had the 18s. It was a touring, so it wasn't track package or anything like that. But honestly, the Explorer has been probably my favorite car I've owned. I mean, just doing simple bolt-ons and tuning it on E50 wakes these things up like you wouldn't believe. I have videos of me toying around with my buddy's 600 LT, and we're towing with each other, and I just take off on him. And we stopped at, I think it was like Chiba Hut or something like that. We stopped somewhere nearby or to grab food, and he's like, "What do you have done to that?" I'm like, "It's all bolt-ons and ethanol stock turbo."
What are you talking about?
It's stock turbo, stock fuel system. There's videos of me at the track pulling low 12s, which I actually run 11.4 now. I just, unfortunately, I don't have cameras present. I do have a camera, but I don't take it to the track anymore. I'm just like, I just want to run for this. I don't want to run for clout with cameras on. I'm not saying that people that do that run for clout or anything, but that, I don't really care about the social media aspect of it anymore. Yeah. I'm doing it for myself.
You get to a point, right, where it feels like, and I think it's hard for people to understand this. And I was having this thought earlier. It's like when you compete. I was thinking about SEMA and all that other stuff and why I don't do shows in California or I stopped. It's because a lot of times it feels like it's been like predetermined who wins. And, you build it for you, but you also want people to at least recognize within the community,
Exactly.
Game recognizes game. And so for a while, especially when you get sponsors, you have to do those things. But when you no longer have sponsors, you don't have to do those things. And it feels good not to have to post 6 times a day and tag everybody in it and do all this stuff.
Yeah, you're just doing it for yourself.
Just do it. You can just, obviously with my old NSX, it was a show car and a go car. But I don't miss doing car shows. I like going to them.
Exactly. And that kind of cuts us back right to the pavilions.
Yep.
It's a car show, but it wasn't a car show.
Yep.
I always heard that argument about the pavilions. Oh, it's a meet. No, it's a car show. No, it doesn't have trophies, so it's not a car show. No, it's a meet because all this. No, it's too big for a meet, honestly. And it's, we don't have trophies. It was always dubbed a car show. That's from Mark Kramer. And now if you go out to that site, you'll actually see a plaque dedicated to Mark, him starting it. And then there's another guy, Larry, who tried to run it through the COVID time, and he got a plaque, yeah, but he really didn't do much. He actually hated the younger crowd. He wanted it always to be older vehicles and hot rods. You say as we get older, we get stubborn in our ways. You said that earlier to me. It's very true. And me, I'm trying to keep an open mind as I just turned 40, So anyways, going back to pavilions, I started going again once I lowered the Explorer on just springs. I had H&R springs on it. I'm like, this thing's cool. It'll blah, 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 I was kind of hyping it up when I first got it. And as far as that goes, I take it there every weekend. And there was a new show operations manager, which was Ben.
And this is all within the past.
Yeah, this is the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Ben would run around. He had a beat up old Lexus. He'd park it next to that shed next to McDonald's. He would run around giving everybody water. He'd personally go pay for the water and make sure it was cold and go around giving it to everybody because it was middle of summer when he took over. And so I offered a helping hand, knowing that, even though, yes, I've been banned from the show, McDonald's doesn't run it anymore. I didn't get any criminal trespassing or anything like that. They told me next time I'd show up, I would.
So it's kind of wild though to hear that, because I've been here for 10 years. This is my 11th year, so it was here before, and it seems like those of us, we knew that you have McDonald's and you had the organized part of the Pavs, the car show, where the Pavs is the place, right?
Mm-hmm. Pavilions, yeah.
But then you had the divider, and so you had the entire open lot on the other end in front of the Mongolian whatever barbecue place in Home Depot, and it's like you can't really regulate that, but you can regulate the space by McDonald's. And so you always saw the plaques that say 70s cars only, 80s cars only, hot rods only, kind of probably what you're saying earlier. But it seems like you could still go there, but maybe be in the other side of it and no one could say shit to you. Because there was always like a couple, it's eye-opening to me to hear this, because just from the organizational standpoint, like I didn't know. Obviously somebody had to get there and set up all that shit, right? But just knowing there was a set staff like all the time.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but you just don't think about that.
Back in the day, it was a lot larger of a set staff. Now, it was all hot rodders. Everybody knew about each other's cars and would help each other with their builds or help people learn. And again, me going there in the early 2000s, I would hang out with clubs like Negative Camber and Dodge Trucks Extreme, and also I'd meet these SEMA builders, and they would help me kind of learn how to work on my own vehicle, learn how I can lower it, learn how I can change the centering pin on my leaf springs in the rear, what a drop shackle was versus C-notching the frame and whatnot. And they would teach me all these things that I was wanting to do to my vehicle. Obviously I didn't, my truck's lowered, but it's not that low. It's where I had to C-notch it. But they helped me set that truck up for autocross. Honestly, like I used to autocross that truck. I still drive it to this day. It's got a flat tire sitting out in front of my house, kind of baking in the sun. But they helped me build that truck, that community that was built at that show. But back in the day, with so many staff members, the show was so organized. So that side by Mongolian, which was YC's back in the day.
Yep.
That side was always like the 90s and newer.
Yep.
Right. There wasn't really an organization to that side. It was first come, first serve. They always had the bike parking, which, I'll go into the bikes later. But they always had the bike parking. But every row had 2 rows in it, pretty much.
Yep.
Of the main parking lot. And everything was organized based off of year or manufacturer, or the last one was Club Row, which still to this day, well, not until last Saturday when I found out the news, was Club Row. Okay. So it was hyper organized back in the day. And we had probably about 15, 20 staff members.
That's crazy. How many? I think it was 30-something years, they're saying?
It's 37 years.
And it was heralded as the longest running car show, weekly car show, I think in the United States.
The world,
yeah.
Guinness Book of World Records was in there at one point. The only one that would come close to us was one in Kissimmee, Florida. And they still do it to this day. They shut down their whole downtown for it. So they're going to take over on it, unfortunately. Florida.
Yeah.
That I did.
What do you think? Because we can go into the politics of what's going on and kind of skirt around a little bit, but just over the years, like, what do you think has I've seen, I got a ticket there once, but I was there one night when the C7 first came out and the guy had a Z06, a white one.
I was there that night too.
Yeah. And I revved some kid was like, hey, rev your NSX. I revved my NSX. And then like, it was right in front of that car. So you know how that triggers people sometimes. I later found out that car, and we've seen that happen quite a few times over the past.
The Mustangs,
people tearing off across the street and hitting bystanders.
The cop hitting the Subaru.
Yep.
That was pulling in.
Yeah, and so in your memory, was that always a random thing, or is it just picked up over the last 8 years and maybe led to the fatigue of?
I do think that led to the fatigue of the show. I really do. It's something that, when I was helping these past 4 years, I was trying to, obviously push that out, make sure that didn't happen.
How do
at
you
our
even
show.
regulate that, right? People just show up and, I remember there was a lot of police there for a while. Then there's some, I'll tell you what, one of the things that just blew my mind, probably 5 years ago when I went up there, and I used to go up there a lot more than, I never went up there a lot, but I went up there more often than I did recently. And there's police out there telling people that it's time to go, and these cars are just lined up, just lighting them up right in front of YCs, no matter what the police officer said. And that day I was like, this is going to go away at some point, because all these young disrespectful motherfuckers that don't realize
Exactly.
it's the age. It's an age thing, but they don't realize what they're doing here, and they're ruining something that's been happening for a long time.
Exactly. I completely agree with that. And I don't think I was staff at that time, because anytime I'd see somebody trying to light it up over there, I was running there. I was telling them, hey, man, can't do this, warning them, next time I see you do something like this, you're out of here. You're going to get trespassed off the property. And I'm like, not trying to be like a hard ass or anything about it, or
Respect
just trying
the spot.
to be, respect the spot. Just like I threw another show over at Stardust a couple weeks ago. We did a Fast and Furious party at Stardust, and there's a Dodge. We had the lot full of right-hand drive cars. We're talking
cool.
JZXs, Skylines.
Yeah.
We even had a couple friends. My boy Haas, his WRX was there, and then Mace's S2000 wide body was there. But like around like midnight, because that show went till like 2 a.m. because of the nightclub. Around midnight, people were leaving, and there's a couple spots opened up, and this Charger comes in doing a burnout across Fifth Avenue in Van Buren. And I'm talking already with the security guys. I'm friends with them. I DJ there on Monday nights. He pulls into the parking lot all hot to trot and tries to back up and does a burnout backing up. I'm like,
Who does that?
I just walked up to him. I'm like, hey, man, you?
Yeah.
I didn't even say anything, really. I was like, you? And he's like, and he tried to do a burnout going out, but he didn't know there was a big pothole down there.
Oh.
So it's pretty funny. I know he screwed up his car, but I'm not going to say anything. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And it's stock 392. So
But I just don't understand the mindset. And I don't think it's, because when I was that age, I wouldn't have done that.
it's kind of the clout when you're at that age.
I wouldn't have done that, but it's a whole other, I guess, conversation, and we're just going to sound like two angry old men. But the reality is, people, other businesses, people who don't like that, security, police, they're just looking for a reason
to shut it down.
And people are giving it to them, and it's just
and it's unfortunate that it happens. When that happens, you just have to do your best to control the chaos.
Yeah.
That leads me to another story from it. A couple years ago, Bear Jackson Week. This is before the new management took it over. Mm-hmm. We had the Hyper NFT guys roll through, and they're coming in the Koenigsegg Valhalla.
Yeah.
They had the Bugatti Chiron Supersport. They had the STO, and it was Dean Carnage in the STO. And they also brought out the Huayra BC Roadster. That thing was absolutely beautiful. First off, it's a stacked night already.
Mm-hmm.
Things are out of hand with how many people were there. We put out warnings weeks in advance on social media saying, hey, this is going to be the biggest day or biggest event of the pavilions. You guys need to be very careful of where you're parking, and you're walking through. It's going to be a cluster of people. We are looking for some volunteers to help. And so it just turned into a cluster, especially when they rolled in. I had to, me, Freddie, and Nick had to bring the supercars, the hypercars through, and we had to take them past the bikes, which we had lined up. The bikes had overgrown their space too. And so we had to have people move their bikes so we can get them around the McDonald's to the other side of what we called at the time Showcase Row. So it was safety concern there, safety for the cars. Obviously, you don't want anybody tripping and falling on a Huayra BC Roadster.
And there's people, they're so dense. It's like, it's almost like they don't even want to get out of the way.
It was literally like parting the Red Sea.
Yeah.
It's just a sea of people. And then when they pulled in, there's actually, when we finally got them parked, the Pininfarina Bautista was my favorite car, by the way. That thing is just a wild car. But when they finally stopped, everybody's surrounding him. Of course, it's Dean Carnage, professional FD driver, drives a Viper out of all the cars in FD, right? But it's him. He's a YouTuber, all this other stuff. And it got to the point where I couldn't even get Dean to roll through. And this is on video on his channel. You hear this guy in the background while he's trying to roll through. He goes, I've never heard a Lambo before. Can you rev it? Can you rev it? Can you rev it? And I happen to be right next to the passenger window. And he starts revving it, and I'm just like, nope. And that's where my profile pictures is from his video.
Oh, that's funny.
But it got to the point where there's too many people in one space, and I had to think of other ways to disperse the crowd. 2 aisles over happened to be Boss Garage and his Corvette. We didn't allow cars to rev, but there's a couple that we allowed to rev every now and then. Boss Garage's Corvette was one of them, and the orange LFA was one of them. And the orange LFA was with all the Hyper NFT guys, and the R34, the blue R34. Every now and then we'd allow somebody to rev that had a beautiful sounding car or absolutely monstrous car, and we would announce it and make sure safety was there, have them stand back a certain amount. And so I got to him. I'm like, hey, I will give you $20 if you rev right now and rev it as hard as you can so we can help disperse this crowd. Of course, he's like, don't even give me $20. We're good. So he starts revving and two-stepping. So much so, his exhaust pipe off the turbo snaps off.
Oh, snap. I mean, no pun intended.
Yeah. It literally snapped off. And so in that same Dean Carnage video, you could actually see them, what this turbo just goes to atmosphere? What is going on here? He had already put it in his seat.
So by doing that, people just gravitated to that. It's weird. It's weird psychologically. The noise, people just like zombies. They take their phones out and then they just go to it.
Exactly. It was literally like a decoy grenade in zombies. Like the zombies just went right to it. I'm not calling people zombies, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, I am. It's just it's phenomenal on every car show or car meet. So what do you think? Because Barrett-Jackson, in my opinion, is the busiest week, right? Traditionally for
Arizona
that show.
Auto Week now.
Yeah. And so people are used to going to Pavs for Barrett-Jackson week and setting up at like 9:30 in the morning, which is bizarre as fuck.
No, they would stay the night.
They camp the night before.
They would park their daily drivers there the night before and then bring the car in the morning.
Yeah. So
I think that weekend I counted 30 cars in the parking lot already.
Maybe the word gets out completely. It's just interesting to see what's going to happen this next time Barrett-Jackson rolls around. I don't know if they're doing a fall show again, but I know that they're obviously here every January.
Yeah, and January is Arizona Car Week because the weather's perfect.
Which they just labeled it that this year for the first time. So
about that.
Rest in peace.
Pavilions
car show, rock and roll car show, the Pavs.
But yeah, definitely those people that were hooning around definitely did it in that same night. The Cadillac trying to do a takeover thing. Funny story is I found out who that guy is, where he works and everything. And I was tempted, but I'm not a snitch. I ain't gonna snitch.
Yeah.
I honestly wanted to go to where he works and just have a talk with him myself and just be like, you're gonna end this for everybody.
Do you think there's a chance, or do you think it's done?
I know there's things you can't talk about, and you're involved in certain levels of certain things, but
Well, from the knowledge that I have,
yeah,
I'll say it like this: from the knowledge that I have, I believe it's done there, and it's unless there's another property management company that takes over pavilions. Because the way it works is the property management leases the land from the tribe, and then they sublease to the tenants. And like above us as management, we had the tribe, we had tribal council, we had obviously the property management, and we also had law enforcement and permitting, also insurance, event insurance.
Yeah.
So being truthful with y'all, and we've said this on the loudspeaker, like at the event, this show costs about 100 to 150 grand a year to run. You're paying for the off-duty officers, you're paying for the permits, you're paying for the event insurance.
How did you? I mean, it's charity at this point, right? Because I don't remember anything being sold.
Exactly. It was ran by the property management at that time, and the highest person in the property management, we were always told, loved the show. Now
It's a passion project.
Yeah.
Passion
So
show, yeah.
and once Mark unfortunately passed, the new owners of the McDonald's, which I believe was actually in Mark's family, it was a passed down. They didn't want to keep on because of the liability of the show, and so the management company took it over, and they ran it for the past, I want to say like 10 years or something like that, 10, 11 years. From what I know is there was a newer person in that company that saw the show as a money drain.
I mean, it kind of sounds like it was.
It really was, honestly.
It's not revenue driven.
No, it's definitely not. But we were, so they took it upon themselves to tell us, hey, let's try to, produce some money here and try to make the show more self-sufficient. So me and the guys, we all met up every now and then and would talk it over to make a lot of notes and everything. And we found sponsors. Meekum was one of them.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's why they were there. They wanted to sponsor us and kind of help us run the show. There's a few other ones, Mag Auctions. They wanted to come on board, but with Mag, there was a couple stipulations that we kind of didn't feel right with because it's the longest running weekly car show. No offense to Mag or anything like that. I'm not
Did
trying
you have
to
like select people who could attend and things like that?
No. It was more like they wanted to shut it down for summer and stuff like that.
Oh, it's bad enough they were shutting it down at like 8.
Yeah, and that's because of the permitting. That was we tried our damnedest to get that extended.
Yeah,
It would never work, unfortunately. So that's the reasoning why it always did that.
it's funny, when I first bought my new NSX, I was like, oh, and I didn't have it PPF'd yet, so I'm going to go on the freeway. So I took the back roads all the way down, like Guadalupe, and then took McClintock to Scottsdale Road. By the time I got there, it was like 8:20.
Yeah.
I'm looking around like, why are they already dispersing? Where the fuck? I just got my car. I never go to Pavs. I just got my car. It was my return trip since I sold the other one. Where the fuck is everybody? And yeah, I mean, I get it, but I just know that 10 years ago, I didn't have anything going on.
It went all late night.
11:30, you stop on your way home from somewhere,
Yeah. I don't know. I completely get it. But I think part of the reason why the permit was that early was because, to be real with you, on the street side of things, yeah, it was turning into a meetup for street racing.
Yep.
Even the officers knew
I
that.
remember that. I remember that. People would leave and come back.
I had somebody when I was running the Rock and Roll Car Show page, they had gotten pulled over, and just because they were leaving pavilions. Now this was last year. I got this message because they had left the pavilions and they had gotten a ticket.
And yeah, I see where this is going.
They were on street racing task force radar because of that. Street racing task force labeled pavilions as one of the meetup spots for street racing. So it's unfortunate with that, but in our rules when we ran it, we added a part stating, look, once you leave the permitted property, if you get a ticket, that's on you. Mm-hmm. You know, if you do something stupid, you get pulled over.
You would have to do that.
Yeah,
add that provision. It should be obvious.
Yeah,
but.
Yeah, and I noticed on because I took all the rules that I had on the Instagram page. I had all those rules taken from the actual sign itself, and then I started adding more. I'm like, this is a liability. This is a liability. You know, it was all liability at that point. But yeah, we were trying to make. What did I say? We were trying to build it so we can profit. From it, but not. It wasn't like profit.
Pay the bills. You want to pay the bills.
It wasn't for profit for us.
Yeah, sure.
It was profit to keep the car show going.
Yep.
Okay. And part of that was I knew the management company wanted to sell. We knew the management kind of wanted to sell it off. And so we were devising plans for that. And this shirt I'm wearing right now, this was one of 2 limited edition prints that I was going to do. And I'd wear it to the show just to get people's, opinions on it and whatnot.
Describe it for to the audio audience.
So this was a collaboration between a hip hop shop called Trill, which I'm a DJ at the time. I was fully sponsored by them, doing a lot of events for them, and Rock and Roll Car Show, which we redubbed to RNRCS. So in the middle on this one, we have the Trano, and it was based off of the Import Specialties Trano, all them.
Yep.
And then on the other shirt, it was same thing, but it was his R34 outlined. So it was something that we could go black, white, red, do different colors, custom order. And we were getting them made at Trill, which was down off like Indian School in the 51 at the time. It's now off 16th Street and Camelback. But yeah, it was something that we were trying to do. We were going to sell them in shop and sell them at there, but at the same time, we had to hold off to make sure that, hey, we're allowed to and whatnot. But I had some other shirts made. They were all ready to be printed. I just never got the green light to say go and stuff like that. And we were thinking shirts, sponsors, charity events,
ways to drive revenue.
Yeah. Well, charity doesn't really drive revenue, but
so you've mentioned DJing a couple times, and I told you earlier we can talk about that, or we can talk about rollerblading.
And DJ, definitely.
All right. So, and I saw it on your profile. I go, oh shit, he's a DJ. You have a bunch of things tagged. I think you have a SoundCloud.
I do. Don't. It's so old. I wouldn't use it.
And you resident a few places. I think you said you do residence over here at like an old folks center.
Yeah, I did. Well, yeah.
So how does that work? Is this okay? Let me ask you this: is this like you're not doing like the whole Rob Riggle Wedding Crashers? Was it Wedding Crash? No, it's not Wedding Crashers. It's Internship. Did you see that movie, The Internship?
Yeah, it's definitely not that.
All right, so you're not, because if I go there and they're like, hey, Andrew, what's up?
I think it's like a place called Encantara. So it's a community that has a golf course and everybody's just senior living, but it's allowing them to be themselves in their older age. Now, the funny part about it is we go in there. It's me and my buddy Tricky T.
Tricky T.
Yeah, Tricky T, one of the legends in the Arizona turntablist scene.
Love it.
We're like, what are we going to play for them? And I'm like, well, when I DJ over at Desert Wind Harley, I just play, classic rock and remixes of classic rock and whatnot, and maybe go into a little bit of funk. Maybe they'll like that. No, these people were asking us for Beastie Boys. They were asking us for Nirvana, all this like 90s hip hop. They're asking us for straight up Ice Cube, No Vaseline.
What?
Yeah, and these are pool parties that we do.
A lot of people have I know that song very well. I'm big 90s guy.
Brick, Brick, Daz, that's what it originally was.
Yep.
But yeah, they were asking us for like dirty rap, and it was great. And there's all these people in their like mid 60s to like 80s doing this. and they're literally, it was wild. They're living it up in the pool. They've got a bar going.
They know the words.
Oh gosh. It was
Now, what are they
great.
serving at the bar? Is it like milk?
No.
Okay.
They've got probably
That's
about
an old folks joke.
eight, like 8 to 10 beers on tap, and then a full. They were just doing.
I guess I know where I'm
margaritas
going when
like
I get
crazy.
old.
I don't remember the where it is, but it's out in like what's that, Queen Creek?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's out in Queen Creek,
Okay.
and like we didn't expect any of this, and they keep asking for us back. And it's usually me driving. Unfortunately, I've been booking a lot of gigs on the weekends that they're asking us to come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's really fun, and they like the people literally paid us to stay an extra hour. We're getting paid by a management company, but they were like, extend another hour. We're gonna pay you $175 or something like that. I don't remember exactly how much it is, but it was wild. It was wild. Like 70-year-olds asking for Beastie Boys and Notorious B.I.G.
So how long have you been DJing?
15 years.
15 years.
16.
Why? What?
I always wanted.
What started it?
I always wanted to do it in high school. After every home football game, we'd have a dance in the gym, and instead of being on the dance floor, which every now and then I was, that, mind you, this is like 1999, so we're dancing and raging to Lou Bega's Mambo Number 5. Instead of like being out there on the dance floor, I'd be back there studying how the DJ was doing. Now, the DJ was an upperclassman, and so I just keep watching him and doing what he did, just standing, wallflower.
Yeah.
I'm that introverted extrovert. I don't like being in large crowds, but I'll still go as long as I'm separate.
I feel you.
And so that just got me going. And then I DJ'd, going back to rollerblading, I DJ'd a rollerblading competition, and it was all my friends skating in it. So I was screwing with them. I was playing Toxic for one of them to skate to. And all I did that was I had iPod on one side, laptop on the other, a light switch in between. So there was no smooth transitions or anything.
Oh, these are hard. These are hard transitions.
Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. I didn't have a mixer. I didn't have anything. So
those are called train wrecks sometimes.
yes,
I've been to places and I hear the DJ. I'm like, dude, why don't you just hard transition? Because you're trying to mix these together and it just does not work.
yeah. You got to think of, like, looking back on it now. I'm like, it's what I had. It's what I had to do. Okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the next week, I want to say from that, I was going to SCC at the time, Scottsdale Community College. I look at the classes because I'm signing up for my classes. I'm like, Intro to Turntablism. What is this?
What? That's awesome.
A DJ history class? Production. Because I was going for music business, and they don't really do minors, but I was doing theology because I was always interested in like worldviews and religion, political views, and whatnot. Not so much with the politics anymore. I'll be real with that. I don't really do that anymore.
Politics are around us, so
yeah. It is what it is.
it is what it is.
As far as that goes.
Yep.
As long as you're a good person, I like you.
There you go.
But as when I saw that, I was like, you know what? It's time to take the jump. So right across the freeway from Scottsdale Community College is the Pavilions. And I went over there and grabbed two
turntables and a microphone.
Pretty much. Two T90s. They were Stanton turntables and Newmark M2 mixer. And I'm like, you know what? I'll get Serato and I'll grab a couple Serato vinyls and whatnot. And I didn't know how to set it up yet. I was just grabbing my mom's vinyl and stuff like that, my dad's vinyl, and just playing it and kind of teaching myself beat matching on that. And then I went into these classes, and I had already taught myself beat matching and whatnot. And the SEC DJ program changed my life.
Yeah.
I will say that it's now Mesa Community College that does it, but SCC DJ program was the first one you could get actually a degree in DJing.
That mind blown again. No idea.
And we had legendary people come through. I was taught by DJ Emil, Rob Wagner. Honestly, he created the program. Hats off to you. Got so much love for that guy. DJ Emil, he was part of Bomb Shelter DJs. So you're talking about DJ Z Trip, who took over for DJ AM when AM died over in the Palms of Vegas. He's also LL Cool J's tour DJ now.
That's cool.
And then I had Ruthless Ramsey and Radar. So Radar was like the first scratch class and stuff like that. Then he left and Ruthless Ramsey came in. Now you should look this up. I think you'll get a kick out of this. He's actually scratching. He's got videos of him scratching on tape decks, like old boom boxes.
Oh, interesting.
And he's actually making the
You
correct
should post
scratches.
one to Hard Parking Violations.
I'll definitely do
I
that.
love watching scratch videos.
I'll definitely
They're
do that. So I was taught by him, and I kind of cooked up in the lab a little bit for about a year and a half before really making a debut and professionally. And one of my classmates asked me to DJ their wedding. It was like I didn't know what DJs were asking at the time. They only paid me $20. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. You know, it's an experience at that time. Right?
It's hard to price yourself out. That's the hardest thing that I do when people ask me how much would you charge for this or how much would you charge for that. I'm like, I don't know.
I was talking to another guy in the car scene who's also a DJ this morning, and I told him, look, I have the mixer that you're looking for, and I'll sell it to you for $500. I never even like looked it up what the price is. I Google it. First thing that hits is Guitar Center. This mixer, $1,200 used. I'm like, this thing hasn't been around for like 10 years.
Well, good equipment is good equipment. It's like these microphones. We were talking about these earlier. It's like these Electro Voices have been around forever. The price is the price. It doesn't change.
Like I said, I use EV speakers, actually. Love Electro Voice. But, that wedding led to me DJing at a hookah lounge in Tempe off of University and Rural, right there. Right smack dab across from the stadium, across from all the dorms.
You ever done hookah?
Yeah. Hookah? Yeah.
Hookah?
Hookah.
I just can't do it. It just seems so freaking weird to me.
It is very weird.
It seems very Star Wars-y, cafe in the middle of some other galaxy.
It's very Middle Eastern.
Is that where it's come from?
Yeah, it comes from like Middle East, but it's like flavored tobacco, where you put hot coals on top, so you're not really like burning it, but it's getting enough, and it's kind of like a bong. It's water filtered, but it's different. I don't really do it anymore. I kind of grew out of that phase, but I started doing that. I DJ'd there for like 2 years. And just picked up gigs here and there. And I ended up going down to Old Town, and there's a girl that was like trying to promote a night there, and she's like, "You're a DJ?" "Well, I'm doing a night over at Westgate." We all know about Westgate. I'm not saying anything negative, but I'm saying it was a start for me. We did Walk of Shame Wednesdays.
Nice.
at Calico Jack's. Now, this was my first like kind of nightclub debut and stuff like that. So we had it going. We tried to do the DJ drummer thing, which I'm going to come back to. But it didn't really work out. It worked out, but it didn't. The reason why it didn't work out is because that girl's friend fell off the back of the bar dancing on the bar and went to the quick rail. And luckily, my friends that are paramedics and were working for Avondale Fire at the time were in the building. They had a couple, but they brought her back in and they treated her. And walking out that night, it was crazy. As I'm walking in my car, the girl that fell, that was completely wasted, was driving.
Oh my God.
I'm just like, are you serious?
Right.
And I've had too many people I know pass because of a drunk driver.
Yeah.
So I'm extremely against drunk driving. But yeah, but that gig still, I played my politics right, really, is what it was. That gig led me to starting another gig on Monday nights in Old Town at Barney's Boathouse.
Where do you play there?
That was top 40. Top 40, more EDM side of things. It was kind of 2010, 2011. I ended up doing a couple gigs, other venues around there. I'll send you guys pictures of me with Steve Aoki and Richard Vision. I ended up working that year with Baby Boy to Prince. If you remember that, this is the way I live. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
And Mac 10 was on that same show. So that was pretty cool. And I was also in a car club at the time where I could also tie it in with different car shows that we were posting around the valley. So it kind of got the word out of my name. And
what's your DJ name? Do you have one?
Yeah, so it's been my nickname since high school. My nickname since like freshman year, before freshman year actually. We were doing summer workouts at football. I get down on my 3-point stance. I was a lineman. I went to St. Mary's for the football at the time. And coach goes, "We got a red here." And nobody at high school knew my name, my real name. Nobody.
You're just Red?
Yeah, I was just Red. And even on like the senior shirts,
yeah,
instead of saying my real name, it was Red. Like
that's awesome.
We had everybody's name in like the 03.
Yeah.
Instead of saying Andrew Frieling, it said Red Frieling. I was like, then finally my name gets called at graduation. Like, who's Andrew?
Everyone's like, dude, that's you.
Who is Andrew?
Yeah.
And they didn't know. And then I stood up and they're like, yeah. I'm like, wait, what?
That's funny.
Well, yeah. So my buddy in Flagstaff, my best friend, I was just hanging out with him, Alfredo. I was talking to him. He's like, you should just be Big Red, not even DJ in front of it. I'm like, with a DJ, you have to have somebody name you. Somebody you're close with or another DJ or something like that. It's kind of like, good luck. Like, it's kind of like you say break a leg,
It's like earning your wings.
Yeah.
As an angel, right?
Yeah. It's like you have to be named by another DJ.
Yeah.
So you can't just come up and say, yeah, I'm Secret Squirrel, so he named me. He's not a DJ or anything like that, but he named me and I'm just like, it's simple enough. I mean, there's a soda I could steal the logo for a little bit and use that as my logo. But
it's almost like you have to throw DJ in front of it just for the non-people or the people who don't know what's going on. But internally, it's like, oh, man, it's Red.
Yeah. But, yeah, starting out like that led me to doing other gigs. I've worked with people from Cypress Hill. We're talking about Sendog. I have his number in my phone. It's still super weird.
How does this happen that you kind of trip and fall into these circles? Right place, right time, right talents?
Well, you're always going to want to network.
Yep.
Biggest thing is networking.
Yep.
Mind you, Facebook was a thing, but it was not as big as it is now. Instagram was not. It was literally just for hipsters to post their pictures and put a grainy film edit on them. It was like the startings of that era and stuff like that. Back when Call of Duty was actually good.
Now it's ads and reels.
Yeah. Before TikTok and all this stuff. But I've ended up working with Egyptian Lover, Greg Nice of Nice and Smooth.
Oh, yeah.
He actually did a drop for me, which was awesome.
That is awesome.
Trackstar, the DJs, I've been hanging out with him. He's Run the Jewels DJ. My buddies in Unconventional Kings, they're signed to Tech Nine's label. We just did a.
What do you do with them though, or do you like mix and mash?
Well, they'll ask me to come out.
DJ, is it K Slay? DJ Slay.
Rest in peace.
Right.
Yeah, but we just had Static Selecta come out.
Oh, I know that. Yeah,
we just had we had Static come out, and we had a few of like the guys signed with him come out as well. But we just did a 6-year anniversary of Trill Hip Hop Shop.
That's cool, man. That's cool as shit.
And there's a lot of celebrities that just ended up walking in on us. So we always have Destroy from SiriusXM, Shade 45. He hosts Control Alt Destroy. He comes in and he hosts it for us. He's wild. He's like, he came out to one of my events, and then after we were like, oh, let's go hit up another bar because the event was over at like midnight, and we go over to Rips and they're doing karaoke. And mind you, it's a goth bar. It's death metal karaoke. What does he do?
Yeah.
He goes up on stage and does Macklemore. It's the funniest thing I'd ever seen. Like just being a wild Puerto Rican. Like he's so funny, so wild. But yeah, he came out, and we actually this 6 year we also had Bud Bundy from
No kidding.
from Married with Children come out, and man, that guy can spin. He's
kidding.
a DJ.
That's
a DJ.
awesome.
But walking in through the crowd, Ice-T shows up randomly. Now Ice-T, he's no stranger to the shop, but they did not expect him. I couldn't be there. I was working at the time, but Ice-T walks in, and then after that, David Arquette walks in. I was like, this, from hearing from people, because again, I was at work. I was all the way in Anthem. This is wild. I was signed on to do the 6-year anniversary after party. So we go down to, I just drive straight to the after party to set up and whatnot. And I walk into that Dirty Drummer. I walk into Tricky setting up. And we have a couple other DJs that are going to be on. My boy Fact 135, which I'm doing a show with this Saturday. I thought Bud Bundy was going to come out. And unfortunately, he didn't. But I go into the green room. I'm just sitting down and going through music. I get up. I get back out. There's somebody setting up on stage, like electronic drum kit. I'm like, that's cool. So they're going to do that. But they're doing it during Fact 135 set, which... honestly, if you're doing a sound check during somebody's set, it's kind of rude. But at the same time, knowing who this guy was after, I understand it.
Yeah. Still kind of rude, though.
Yeah. But
yeah.
When you, so I get on there and I start DJing, and the guy starts drumming with me. I'm like, I didn't know I was doing a DJ drummer set.
Yeah.
And he's like, just go with it, man. Just go with it. And there's a light on his little set that says Darutronics. And I'm like thinking, I just saw this logo somewhere. I get out my phone, and mind you, this is either the day of or the day before the Tiny Desk for Clipse had dropped. He's the drummer on that
That's
Tiny
awesome.
Desk concert. So yeah, it was crazy. Like my hair is still standing up right now. Like,
Dude, that's nuts, man.
yeah, like I've had the opportunity. I feel blessed to DJ for all these people. It's awesome.
So when you're DJing for these people and all these collabs, like, what does that mean? It's probably a little different than the average person watching or listening to this when they think of someone DJing. Or is it not any different at all? Like, what does that mean? If you were to do a DJ collab with Ice-T, for example, what does that mean?
I'd work with him and say, hey, where do you want this cut? Do you want me to do any tricks here? Want me to double up? Do you want me to thread it here? Do you want me to, juggle it? What do you need me to do?
Kind of like DJ
point?
producing at the same time with the artist. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Like DJ'd for Reverie and Medusa. I've DJ'd for if you're familiar with Jay Dilla.
Yeah.
I've DJ'd in front of his mom.
Cool.
Like it all depends on what the performer wants. They're going to hand you the USB or whatever. They'll hand you the USB and say, hey, this is going to be the track list. So you have to organize that, obviously. And they'll kind of just give you signals here and there. Okay, cut it up. And then you just start, doing whatever scratches you want. And,
Yeah, that's cool. A
Yeah.
little freedom there.
Yeah.
What do you like to listen to? Do you listen to just the car when you're in the car? Do you listen to other DJ sets? You're always like DJ on your mind, studying what's the new trends, or do you just
All of
like
that.
unplug?
All the above.
So where do you source? You said you just downloaded about 2,500 songs. And how do you decide what you want to use? Because as someone who would dabble very lightly for a long time in my life, it's nothing compared to what you've done, but it's enough to understand the complication and how much work goes into what it is you're doing. And I can't even imagine gathering 2,500 because music, unless some of the roots music hasn't really changed as much. The general public music has changed just so much to where I got to a point where I'm just like, you know what? I've sampled the top 100 of these 8 genres, and I found 5 songs I like. I'm done.
Yeah, I'll be real honest with like today's music. It's garbage. It's trash. It's literally throwaway songs. There's a few in there that I like, a few artists that I do like.
Right, there's always going to be something,
but most of the stuff that you're hearing on radio, honestly, it's throwaway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's money making songs pretty much for the label or the individual, which like I get it. There's artistry involved, but it feels like there's no soul to it.
Yeah,
no soul anymore.
Yeah.
But where I get my music from is as a DJ, we have to pay for the rights of the songs and whatnot.
Yeah.
One way, it's kind of a gray area. One way we get around it is record pools. And so back in the day, you join a record pool, you spend $10 a month, they'll send you records.
Okay.
They'll send you vinyl.
Like white label stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. White label stuff, definitely.
Yep.
I have a few white labels that, you know, I'll gift you a couple. I'll have to come back out here and gift you a couple.
I'll put it in here.
Yeah.
You know, that's cool shit for the studio.
I've got, well, since your logo with yourself on there, you know, I have a couple ludicrous ones that the DTP that kind of remind you of your logo. I'll give you some, but we use record pools.
Okay.
Nowadays they're MP3 pools or MP4 pools if you're a video DJ. So like I have Smash Vision, which is more of Smash Vids is music videos. I also have BPM Supreme.
Mm-hmm.
BPM Supreme covers a lot of bases. Okay, they have a whole Latin section. They also have a producer section if you're making beats. So that's really cool. They have the full sample library, everything. Club Killers. My homie John Chaw got me on that. I want to say back in 2013. So I've seen that thing grow, you know, kind of retract a little bit, and now it's growing again. So
I'm trying to think of the website that I used to buy all my music off of.
I-12-inch.
But you can buy everything, you know, the different formats, and the price would spike depending on what you would want. And it was Beatport.
Mm-hmm.
I spent so much money on fucking Beatport buying the Wave because I realized that there's a difference when you just randomly download shit from like Audio Galaxy back in the day, or shit like that.
You want the 320 or the 1440.
Yep.
And Wave is the higher.
Mm.
You want your MP3s at 320 or above. But you know, I still search for songs and stuff like that. I'm going through different people's Patreons now.
Yeah.
And kind of going through like Trey's, Nick Bike, who else? I've got quite a few Patreons. My homie Pixter. He's a really excellent DJ and excellent producer, and he lives out here in the Valley. You know, I got to support the homies.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, like record pools, that's where it's at. And you find certain ones that will get you what you need. At one point I had like 8 record pools, but mind you, it's like, was it $90 for 3 months?
Yeah.
And it's automatically coming out. So it's like, yeah, you're paying a lot, but you have unlimited downloads.
Yeah.
And so like in a day I'd be at 1,000 downloads, but you also have to look at the songs this way. There's going to be, with DJs, you're going to have the normal song, the clean version, the dirty version. You're going to have extended versions for intros and outros. Mm-hmm. You may have acapellas. So you may be getting one song, but you're getting like 8 to sometimes 12 of the same song.
Oh, yeah.
Short, extended,
radio.
Yeah. Clean,
Dream
dirty.
remix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then everybody's remix from the other people out there remixing. You know?
Oh, yeah. No, like I think Not Like Us, when that came out, I think I have probably about 40 different variants of Not Like Us. My laptop, I have an 8 terabyte hard drive that I plug into it. So I'm usually carrying around 400,000 songs.
Yeah.
with me at all times. How many of those do I play? Probably same select few almost every time. I'm just joking. No.
Right. Well,
I try to mix it up every time.
It's hard though, right? Unless you just do it on the fly and it becomes an art, I imagine. But that's so cool, man.
My Monday nights, it's all Motown, soul, and funk over at Stardust Pin Bar. This one is a shameless plug. Stardust Pin Bar in downtown Phoenix. Motown on Mondays. It's from 8 to midnight. And you're going to hear Motown originals.
Mm-hmm.
You'll also hear Motown remixes. You'll hear stuff from Stax and Capitol from the 80s. It'll go all the way into freestyle. And it's a national thing, too. So it's not just Phoenix that's doing this. Mm-hmm. It started in San Francisco. It's in Honolulu. It's in all these different places all across the U.S. So it's pretty cool to say that I'm a part of that. I'm a resident with that. But yeah, like that one, I pretty much play that, and I'll play the samples into the new songs too. "Blow Your Whistle" is a song that has a sample that turns into tambourine, and so I typically do that. But it's also at 123 BPMs, where tambourine by Eve is 103 beats per minute. So I have a track that turns into the sample and then slowly brings down the sample to 103 so I can match it. And then I just go into the Eve song. And then, like, I did this one on Monday where I have a remix of Love Come Down that comes in under it.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it's so fun. It got everybody on the dance floor. It was really great. But I mean, it's DJing. It's fun.
Let me get you out of here on this. And this is a corny question, but knowing the different people that you have to play for, it might be a fun one. What right now, off the top of your head, are the top 5 most requested songs, like dance songs that just won't seem to die?
Dance songs that won't seem to die?
Yeah, so I'll give you an example. Dancing Queen, right? That's everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
Yep.
Everybody.
Name 5.
That's on there. Let's see here. Levels.
Usually just gets people out on the dance floor.
Levels by Avicii. Pretty Young Thing by Michael Jackson. Believe it or not. It's not really a lot of requests, but when somebody requests Michael Jackson, I usually play that.
Yeah.
Where I'm at 4, 3.
We'll say 5-ish. Yeah.
I get a lot of requests for Taylor Swift, but I choose not to play those. Think of the name.
And I guess it depends on where you're at, right? Because
it all depends on where I'm at.
thinking like everybody likes Cupid Shuffle. I'm not big into it, but it gets everybody off the floor.
I'm not a big fan of those at all.
The cha-cha slides. Like, these are the ones that people just like, I'm just like, oh, here we go.
Cha-cha slide. To me, cha-cha slide, Cupid Shuffle, all those, wobble. They're all cheater songs.
Yeah.
My goal is to get you out there without playing those, you know?
Yeah.
But like cha-cha slide, when it does everybody clap your hands, I loop it. They'll be out there clapping for
a long
5
time.
minutes. I just saw somebody else doing.
Blop.
I just saw somebody else doing something else with it. When it says slide to your left, and then slide to your right. Well, he on the other side, he'd play the original on this side, but slide to your left, slide to your left, cha-cha to your left.
They're like confused. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say most commonly stuff. I still get "Yeah" by Usher. I get a lot of Travis Scott, the Travis Scott Drake. I forgot what it's called, but "Out Like a Light, Like a Light."
Oh, sure.
"In Paris," I can't say the other word. Yeah. I have a bachata version of that too. So it goes into like Spanish music and stuff like that. I also do a tone play into Peso Pluma. That big song he had when he first showed up on the scene. Yeah, there's a lot of aspects to it, but say number 1 most requested song is got to be
whether you enjoy it or not.
Whether I enjoy it or not.
You don't have to play it.
Whether I enjoy it or not. Yeah, it's got to be It's not just songs. It's
How about the
artist.
person when you're in the
Taylor
middle
Swift.
of a killer set? Yeah. Or they just run up and it's not that night at all. It'll be like hip hop night or something. Someone will run up and say, "Can you play AC/DC?" You're like, "No, I can't."
I have a shirt that I wear out that says no requests. No requests. And I also have a hat that says no requests ever. We don't really like requests, but I do try to take the requests into account because I want to make sure that everybody's having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Will I play it? Maybe. Hip hop night, if I'm up at like 128 beats per minute and they want AC/DC, Thunderstruck or something like that, I will find a beat, whether it's, whether it's just the old school Run DMC's, it's tricky, right? Boom, 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 right? That I'll turn that off. We have stems now where we can cut the vocals out of songs. We can cut the melody. We can cut the bass line. We can cut the drums out of a song.
Nice.
Live on the spot. What I'll do is I'll flip it into you'll start hearing the Thunderstruck, right? But you'll hear that beat continuously under it, mashing it up.
Yeah.
And I'll take the drums out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's wild, but yeah, as far as most requested, Taylor Swift these days.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
How can people find you?
All my socials are DJ Big Red AZ. My Xbox Live is DJ Big Red AZ. My PlayStation Network is
DJ Big Red.
DJ Big Red AZ _.
Oh, it's got the underscore, mixing it up. See what I did there?
Yes. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Hey guys, thank you for checking out the show. If you like what you heard, or even if you didn't like what you heard, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. If you're listening to it on traditional podcast media, go ahead and go over to YouTube and hit that like button, and please subscribe. I'm trying to move everything to YouTube. It's been a lot of good time trying to make these videos. But anyway, so with that being said, I do want to thank the show's sponsors, Right Honda, Right Toyota, Toyota of Huntington Beach, I got to read this, Claremont Toyota, and Gardenia Honda. Can't forget ArcusFoundry.com, and of course, Autocannon, officially licensed Honda and Acura gear. I want to thank our Patreon business supporters, Kuya Automotive out of Winter Garden, Florida, Automotive Specialty Tool out of Owings Mills, Maryland, The Lucky Brakes, Sports Breakers out of Caledonia, Michigan, Big House Small Home Design out of Ashburn, Virginia, and Traverse City, Michigan, and the Shade Bros out of Boise, Idaho. If you're in a position to help the podcast upgrade, feel free to either become a member on YouTube, so you get episodes early when they're ready early, which isn't very often, or you can join the Patreon for as little as $3 a month. You can get access to bonus audio, bonus video, and exclusive swag, as well as all the normal swag that comes out without having to pay for it. Special shout out to Mark Stoneman, Catherine Cox, Eddie Ramos, Richard Graves, Byron Jones, Bo Jung, Alex Comita, Andrew Bunkley, and Trey Mullins for supporting the show. If you want to email the show, info@hardparking.com. Follow me on Instagram @Pfenning. Follow the show @hardparkingpod. I already told you to subscribe via YouTube, and I meant it.
Shut up!